You can spend hours sitting with a book, reading the same page over and over, but when it comes time for an exam or a real-life situation, your mind feels empty. You're memorizing, but you're not learning. You're wasting time, not mastering. And that's because no one ever explained how your brain actually learns. This video is your guide. We'll get rid of all the myths and give you scientifically proven methods that will help you learn not just harder, but smarter. The first lie of learning. The biggest lie we were told about studying is that it's all about the time you put in. We were taught that if you sit with books for 10 hours, you'll learn 10 times more than in 1 hour. But that's not true. The hours you spend at your desk aren't the metric. What matters is what you do during those hours. Studies show that the brain doesn't remember information you simply put in. It remembers information you pull out. Simply reading doesn't work. Passive consumption of information is like just watching a house being built without participating in the process. You won't remember a thing. The science of effective learning. So, how does our brain really work? Through 2 key principles. 1. Active recall. This isn't just reading or repeating. It's the process of actively retrieving information from your memory. For example, trying to remember the answer to a question or explaining a concept in your own words. Every time you struggle to remember something, you make that memory stronger. This idea was confirmed by a 2006 experiment conducted by psychologists Henry Roediger and Jeffrey Karpik. They divided students into 2 groups. Both groups read a text. The first group simply reread it several times. The second group read the text once, and then immediately tried to remember everything they had read and wrote it down. A week later, the second group, which actively recalled the information, performed 50% better than the group that just reread. This proves that testing yourself is the best way to learn. 2. Spaced repetition. This is the idea that you need to review material at specific, increasing intervals. You don't need to read the same thing 10 times in a row. It's better to read it today, review it tomorrow, then in 3 days, and then in a week. This principle uses your brain's natural tendency to forget. The brain, like a muscle, trains best when you force it to work. When you review material right before it fades from memory, you're telling your brain, "This information is important, don't delete it." This method makes your memories long-lasting and incredibly strong. How do you put this into practice? 1. The Feynman technique. This is the best way to find the gaps in your knowledge. The technique consists of 4 simple steps. Step 1. Choose a concept you want to understand. Step 2. Grab a blank sheet of paper and try to explain the concept as if you were explaining it to a 5-year-old. Use simple words and avoid complex jargon. Step 3. Identify the gaps. If you can't explain something simply, it means you don't fully understand it yourself. Go back to the source and fill in those gaps. Step 4. Simplify. Rewrite the explanation again, making it even clearer and more concise. This will help you crystallize your knowledge. The Pomodoro technique. Our brains can't concentrate for hours on end. This method allows you to work at full power without burning out. Step 1. Choose one task you will focus on. Step 2. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Step 3. Work on the task without distractions until the timer goes off. Step 4. Take a 5-minute break. Move around, drink some water, let your brain rest. Step 5. Repeat the cycle. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break, 15 or 30 minutes. This method works because it creates a sense of urgency and breaks huge tasks into manageable parts, making them less intimidating for your brain. Chapter 4. The Mindset of a Master. Techniques are only half the battle. The other half is your mindset. 1. Growth mindset. Stop believing that intelligence is something you're born with. Instead, embrace the idea that your brain is a muscle that can be trained. Every failure isn't proof of your stupidity. It's an opportunity to learn something new. Psychologist Carol Dweck conducted a study in which she found that students with a growth mindset weren't afraid of difficult tasks. They believed that every failure was a chance to become smarter. As a result, they achieved significantly greater success. 2. Embrace mistakes. Mistakes aren't failures. They are signals from your brain that it needs more information. Neuroscientists have discovered that when we make a mistake, our brain generates a specific electrical signal. When we correct that mistake, our brain releases more chemicals that strengthen memory. In other words, fixing a mistake makes neural connections stronger than if you had never made the mistake at all. A mistake is your personal teacher. Stop wasting hours on passive reading. Start actively retrieving knowledge. Use intervals. Embrace mistakes. And you'll see that learning isn't a punishment, but a powerful process that makes you smarter, stronger, and ultimately freer.